In the world of Jujutsu Kaisen, there are many powerful curses and sorcerers, but none are as feared as Ryomen Sukuna. Known as the King of Curses, Sukuna is one of the most mysterious and dangerous figures in the entire series. Even after centuries, his power and influence still shape the Jujutsu world. But despite how often we see him in the story, there are still many fascinating details about Sukuna that a lot of fans don't fully realize. Here are 5 facts about Ryomen Sukuna. The first fact is that Sukuna was originally a human. Long before becoming the legendary King of Curses, Sukuna was actually a human sorcerer during the Golden Age of Jujutsu. His strength was so overwhelming that even the strongest sorcerers of that era were unable to defeat him normally. After his death, his power remained in the form of cursed objects, his 20 fingers, which allowed his spirit to continue existing for hundreds of years. The second fact is that Ryomen Sukuna wasn't always known as the King of Curses. During the Golden Age of Jujutsu in Jujutsu Kaisen, Sukuna was originally a human sorcerer who was feared by both curses and other sorcerers. His strength and cruelty were so extreme that people eventually began to see him less as a human and more as a natural disaster. Over time, the stories about him grew into legends, and Sukuna became known as the King of Curses. This reputation wasn't given to him simply because he was powerful, but because he stood above every other curse and sorcerer of his era, turning his name into one of the most feared titles in the entire Jujutsu world. The third fact is that Sukuna is one of the smartest fighters in the series. Many people think of him as a brutal monster, but Sukuna is also extremely analytical in battle. When he fought Maharaga, he quickly figured out how its adaptation ability worked and adjusted his attacks to defeat it. This shows that Sukuna doesn't rely only on power. He constantly studies his opponents and adapts his strategy. The fourth fact is that Sukuna can use techniques that weren't originally his. After gaining control of Megumi Fushiguro's body, Sukuna was able to use the 10 Shadows technique. He even used the power of Max Elephant to mimic the piercing blood of Noritoshi clan. What's even more impressive is that he used the technique in ways that previous users never could, showing that Sukuna's mastery of cursed techniques allows him to push abilities beyond their traditional limits. The fifth fact is that Sukuna's true goals remain a mystery. Unlike many villains, Sukuna hasn't clearly explained what he ultimately wants. He enjoys fighting, destruction, and proving his superiority, but the full extent of his ambitions is still unclear. This unpredictability is part of what makes him so terrifying, because nobody truly knows what the King of Curses will do next. Even after everything we've seen in Jujutsu Kaisen, Sukuna remains one of the most complex characters in the story. His strength, intelligence, and mysterious past continue to raise new questions, and the more we learn about him, the more it feels like we still haven't seen the full extent of what the King of Curses is truly capable of.